Real truth daily. This is Daily Truths with Dave Allman.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Daily Truths. Do we sometimes have preconceived notions about places or about people? We make assumptions about people or places we've never met, and we just kind of make these blanket observations about them based on what we maybe know from a distance, but we're really just being judgmental and accusatory and condemning when we really don't know what we're talking about. Do you ever do that? Yeah. So do I. We're in the book of John, chapter 1. Listen to this. This is verses 43 to 46. The next day, Jesus decided to go to Galilee. He found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." Now, Philip was from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip found Nathaniel and said to him, "We have found him of whom Moses and the law and the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." In other words, he's saying, we found the Messiah. Now listen to this. Nathaniel said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Philip said to him, "Come and see." Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Why did Nathaniel say that? Well, basically because Nazareth was a garrison for Roman soldiers. And of course, most Jews absolutely couldn't stand the Roman government, especially Roman soldiers. And so he said, can anything good come out of Nazareth? Also, Nazareth was never mentioned in the Old Testament regarding the purposes of God. And Nathaniel knew because he was brought up in the synagogue and he was a good Jew. And also we find out tomorrow that he was filled with no deceit. Because he was raised up in the synagogue, he knew that the Messiah was not going to come out of Nazareth. And basically, Philip is saying, I found the Messiah. And so Nathaniel knew the Messiah isn't coming out of Nazareth. He's coming out of Bethlehem. So this is why he said, can anything good come out of Nazareth? Now, he had a preconceived notion about this town by the name of Nazareth. Sometimes we have preconceived notions about other people. I remember this young lady that was in high school. Her name was Rhonda, and her reputation was not sterling. But when I got to know her, actually, she was in my, I think, chemistry class or biology class with me my junior year. I found out that she was a wonderful young lady, that she was kind and funny and outgoing and extroverted, and so am I. And we just got along great. And so my preconceived notions about her were totally inaccurate. My friends, sometimes we make observations about other people or other places, people we don't know very well, and places we've never been. Let's be careful about making any kind of preconceived notions or statements about things that we really don't know, right? And that's the thing. Nathaniel was talked about by Jesus saying, here's a man of no deceit. He just had some questions, and his questions were answered by not only his interactions with Jesus, but following Jesus the next 3 years. He became a disciple of Jesus, and so are we. And as a result of being a disciple of Jesus, we put people in the most positive light. We put the best construction on everything. We don't try to make judgmental or accusatory or condemning or nondescript statements about other people without really knowing who they are, right? So let's be careful about making kind of statements like that because it leads to not good places, all right? So that is today's Daily Truth. Have a great day in the Lord Jesus Christ.
Thank you for tuning in to Daily Truths with Dave Allman. Pastor Dave Allman is the pastor of Mount Hope Church in Boulder, Colorado. If this ministry is blessing you, please consider supporting us by sharing this channel with a friend. You can also like, comment, subscribe, or leave a review. This helps us tremendously. Come back tomorrow for your next Daily Truth.